Hi students, you are welcome to WhichChem 3D series. In this 3D series, we are explaining the topic which cannot be explained, which cannot be, concepts may not be cleared when you use the conventional methods of board teaching or on a plane of paper teaching. That will not work out to explain this topics. Already we have completed one topic, that is shapes of the orbital and shapes of the subshells and how to write the electronic configuration. Actually, electron lies at which place, that is explained through the 3D animation. Okay, if you have not seen that, kindly go through that, then it will be very useful here also, because in the now we are going to study one of the topic of the coordination compound. Okay, which is also requires animations, so that your concept must be clear. I think already you have gone through the whatever it was displayed to you while entering to this video, that is on the thumbnail, everything is clearly told to you. Okay, so that is what the topic we are going to start. It is a part of the coordination compounds, and topic we are going to start is crystal field theory. Okay, so in the crystal field theory, before starting this, there is some basic knowledge required about the d subshell. So first I will introduce you the basic knowledge required for understanding the crystal field theory. Okay, so here first let us take that there are d subshell. Okay, there is the d subshell which consists of total 5 orbital. How many orbitals? 5 orbitals. First orbital is dxy, second dyz, third is dzx, fourth is dx square minus y square, fifth one is dz square. Okay, so dz square, dxy, dyz, dzx, and dx square minus y square, dz square. These are the 5 orbitals. These are the 5 orbitals of the d subshell. Okay, d subshell consists of how many parts? 5 parts, 5 orbitals, dxy, dyz, and dzx, dx square minus y square, and dz square. Okay, now we are going to see them with the animation. So actually speaking, frankly speaking, here orientation matters. What matters? Orientation matters. If you go through the shape wise, there are two shapes in which dxy, dyz, dzx, and dx square minus y square are considered together. But here that shape is not going to be much matter in the crystal field theory. According to the crystal field theory, dx square minus y square and dz square are studied together. Dxy, dyz, dzx is studied together. Why there is a difference? Because of the orientation. As I told you in my previous lecture of the 3D series also, square means they are on the orbit, on the axis. Their lobes are where? They are on the axis. Dx square minus y square means lobes will be on x axis and y axis. Dz square means lobes will be on the z axis. Whereas dxy, dyz, dzx. Okay, so that we are going to see it here. But dxy, dyz, dzx are studied together because their lobes are in the planes. Dx square minus y square and dz square are studied together because they are on the axis. Okay, now let us see one by one with the proper animation. Here this is one orbital. Now what is this orbital? You can imagine. See, 4 lobes. How many lobes are there? 4 lobes, and the lobes location, orientation, where it is, one is in the xy plane. Okay, and another also xy positive negative. So total 4 lobes are oriented in the xy plane, and z axis is perpendicular to it. Therefore it is called as a dxy. You should remember the orientation is in the coordinating planes. And which plane? XY plane. Okay, let's see the next one. Here you can, and if you understand the previous topic, now it is easy for you. See, here x axis is perpendicular. Okay, So lobes are placed in what? Y and Z. Hence this will be dyz. Okay. Next, here see which axis is perpendicular. Y axis is perpendicular. Okay. Hence the location is on the x and z plane. Okay. Therefore this is the third orbital dzx. These three, what is common thing? Lobes are in the coordinating planes. Now let's see the next one. See here, you can imagine x on x-axis 2 lobes, on y-axis 2 lobes, perpendicular is z-axis. Okay, blue color line which you are able to see, this is the z-axis. Okay, which is perpendicular. So lobes are located on x plane and x-axis and y-axis. Therefore, its name is given as dx square, as it is on axis 2 and on x-axis. Therefore, it is x square, and on y-axis therefore it will be y square. So total it is dx square minus y square. Okay, so this is a 3D view of the dx square minus y square. Okay, next and last orbital is dz square. Are you able to visualize now? No, if you are going through the 3D view of it. Okay, 3D view of it, this is the shape. Understood? So this is the d z square. Why z square? Because see, you can find the lobes are on which axis? Z axis. And on axis therefore square, on z axis therefore it is dz square. You will find a honey loop. In which plane? XY plane. Honey loop is found in the XY plane, and lobes are found on the Z axis. Okay. So this is the structures needed for understanding the crystal clear concept of crystal field theory. So these are the basics I taught you now. We will be entering into the crystal field theory. Okay. And crystal field theory I have segregated into three parts. What are those three parts? Crystal field of, first we are going to discuss about the octahedral complex in octahedral field, and next we will be discussing tetrahedral field, and final, even though it is not there in the syllabus of the mains, but still we will discuss as the time permits. What is that fourth topic? Crystal field theory for square planar complex. So total how many parts we are going to study? Crystal field theory in octahedral complex or octahedral field, crystal field theory in tetrahedral field, and crystal field theory in square planar complex. Get set, ready. We are going to first octahedral complex. Okay. Okay, this is how, when you visualize, all the five orbitals are visualized together. Okay, so now you can find over here what you can find. I will use the marker now. Okay. Okay, see, this is dz square. What it is? Dz square. This and this completely, they are together. They are called as what? Dz square. Okay. So dz square now you can visualize, and dx square minus y square. Why I am particular about this? Because they are the most affected orbitals. Okay, when somebody comes, they are the most affected orbitals. Okay, see here, this is the dz square one lobe, dx square minus y square, dx square minus y square, and here also dx square, one is just behind this. Okay, so this is about the total. How many lobes are there? Total 6 lobes are there. What are the 2 lobes from the dz square and 6 lobes from the 4 lobes from the dx square minus y square. Okay, now I am erasing everything. Now here, the in the octahedral field, if they are placed in which field? They are placed in the octahedral field. Okay, So when they are placed in octahedral field, how many ligands will approach? Total 6 ligands will approach. Okay. Now the 6 ligands I have made a diagram through the blue color dots or blue color circles. Okay. So here, okay. Here one ligand is approaching from here, another from here, another from here, another from here. Okay, I will move this side for your comfort. Another from here, another from here. Okay, so total how many ligands are there? 6 ligands. See, the most problematic situation is ligands come with lone pair and there will be electron in the d subshell. Okay, so the most affected person is this. Who is this? Can you imagine? This is none other than dx square minus y square. Okay, so this is the person who is most affected. See here also, they are directly going to dx square minus y square. Here also dx square minus y square. Here also dx square minus y square. Okay, so the maximum repulsion felt by which orbital? Dx square minus y square. So don't feel bad about it. And two more ligands. See, one ligand is coming from here straight away. Okay, and another ligand coming from here. So this is affecting which orbital? Which orbital? I told you this one. Very good. This is dz square. Okay. So out of the total 6 orbitals, sorry, 5 orbitals, dxy, dyz and dzx. Most affected 2 orbitals are whom? Dz square and dx square minus y square, because they are just coming on to them. Okay. 4 ligands are coming on to the dx square minus y square. 2 ligands are coming on to the dz square. Therefore, they will feel more pressure. Okay, so once a person is in pressure, then what he will do? He will rise. Okay, so they are not going to stay back with the dxy, dyz and dzx. They will put a separate party. Okay, so once you are pressurized, that means you are going to shine. Okay, more pressure, more shine. No pressure, no shine. You will be going to the bottom. So never feel, when you are under pressure only you will shine. That is proved by what? Dx square minus y square and dz square. So chemistry is in our life only. You should study in that direction, that you should learn life from the chemistry. Okay, so dx square minus y square and dz square are the two orbital which feel more pressure because ligands are approaching onto them only. There is no problem to this person. Okay, there is no problem to this person. There is no problem to this person. Who are all these persons? These are all xy, yz and zx. They are very happy because in front of them there is a pressure applied on dx square minus y square and dz square. Okay, so because of that, what they are going to do, they will be split up into two separate parties. Okay, one party pressurized party, another party no pressure party. Now you can identify who are then the pressurized party: dx square minus y square and dz square. Who is the less pressurized party? dxy, dyz and dzx. These are all happened because of what? Unequal repulsion by the womb ligands. Okay, so this will take place only in presence of ligands. If no ligands, they are all together, they are all brothers and sisters. Okay, but when ligand approaches, partiality starts, more pressure on two orbital, they will separately form, which is called as Eg. Now the place where dx square minus y square and dz square stay together, that is called as Eg. And remaining three orbital dxy, dyz and dzx stay together, that is called as T2g. So now D subshell is no more a single subshell. It is a two groups. One group is called as DXY. sorry, one group is called as T2G, another group is called EG. T2G contains how many orbital? 3 orbital, T and 3. How this is how you will remember as a technique. T for 3, okay, and EG is for the 2 orbital. EG contains dx square minus y square and dz square, whereas T2G contains how many orbital? 3 orbital, dxy, dyz and dzx. Now we will shift to the another screen where you will be finding out how they have splitted. Okay, first I have made you to understand what is d subshell and how we have to segregate according to our current situation of crystal field theory. Then I told you the crystal field theory in octahedral complex. Why there is a more pressure on dx square minus y square and dz square. Now it is crystal clear, and they are going to be much more crystal clear when you go further. Okay. So let's wait, and next screen is going to be on. Okay, here comes the another screen. Now this is how the splitting took place. Okay, what is that? See, here d orbitals were together. What they are together? D orbitals all were together, but one day who came? Ligands came, they excited them. Okay, this is the excitation, and then partiality came. More problem was for these two people, less problem was for these three people. So they are below the level, they are above the raised above. Okay, so problems raises you above. Okay, so but see here, there is one more problem. These two are called as what? EG, and these three are called as T2G. What technique I told you? 3 and T2G. So now I say T2G, how many people will come? These three people will come fast. Okay, when I call EG, these two persons will come fast. Okay. Now the people are asking, sir, why there is no split up in the proper format? See here, this is the line. This line is above more. This line is below less. Why? Because total how many people are there? 5 people are there. Okay, 5 people, and 3 people are pulling them, pushing them up, and 2 people are pulling them down. Okay, so 2 and 5, and 2 and 4 and 5. See here, 3 people pulling how many? 2 orbitals up, and 2 people pulling these orbital down. Okay, so like that, 2 by 5 and 3 by 5. Okay, 3 by 5 is how much? 0.6. Why this 0.6 came? I think, is it clear now? 3 by 5, out of the 5 orbitals, 3 orbitals are pushing them up. So 3 orbital in the up pushing, so 3 by 5, and 2 orbitals are pushing them down. Okay, so it will be 2 by 5. 2 by 5 is what? 0.4. Okay, this is not exactly center. It is top here it is more, and bottom here it is less. Now the gap between these two is called as delta O. What it is called as? Delta O, crystal field splitting energy in octahedral complex. Okay, so this delta O is not symmetrical. Above it is 0.6 delta O, below it is 0.4 delta O. Okay, and this delta will be decided, how much delta O? Decided by the crystal field, spectrochemical series. There is another topic related to it, spectrochemical series. Okay, so every ligand got its capacity to push them. Okay, more strong field ligand, more pushing will be there. Less strong field ligand, less will be the pushing there. So that pushing capacity is separating into two parts. Capacity is measured with delta. Higher the field strength, higher will be the delta. Is it understood? So this is about the, and this line is called as what? Barycenter. Okay, and this line is above it is 0.6 delta O, below it is 0.4 delta O. This is what you have to remember in the octahedral complex. Okay, Are you ready for the next tetrahedral complex? Get set, go. Okay students, now here we are with the another screen. Now this is for the tetrahedral field, tetrahedral complex. Now I will ask you question, in tetrahedral complex how many ligands will be there? If you don't know also, common sense should allow you. Tetra means 4. Okay, so there will be how many ligands? 4 ligands will be there. Okay, so one ligand will be approaching from here. Okay, okay, see here, this is one ligand, this is another ligand, this is the third ligand, and one more ligand will come from back side. Okay, so this is the base of a tetrahedron, and this is how this appears. Okay, tetrahedral appears how it is it understood? Okay, so I am erasing. Now who is comfortable now, you can tell me. There is a relax given to the two persons. Who are those? One person is dz square. Okay, see here he is completely relaxed because ligands are approaching here. He is person is this here, and there is one more person. He is relaxed. Okay, who is this person? I told you already. Blue color line means dx square minus y square and dz square. Okay, so the persons who felt more pressure in the octahedral complex are the persons who are comfortable here. Okay, so the other three persons feeling problems, see this one, and this one, all dxy, dyz and dzx. These are the three persons who feel very difficult because ligands are approaching onto them now. Okay, so because once ligands approaches, ligands also possess electron, these orbitals also possess electron, there will be repulsion. Now the top layer will be occupied by how many people? Three people. What are those three people? dxy, dyz and dzx. And these three are collectively called as what? T2G. And these two people who are relaxed now, what they are? Dx square minus y square and dz square. Where they will be? They will be at the bottom. Okay, more you relax, more you will dip. More you are pressurized, then more you are working, then more you will rise. Understood? So this chart I am going to give you in the uh, tetrahedral field, what will be the crystal field splitting. Okay, at least now you got idea. In top how many people you will find now? 3. What is that 3 called as? T2G. At bottom what you will find out? Very good. E.g. dx square minus y square and dz square. Okay. So are you ready for the next screen? Good. Okay, here comes the another screen which displays about the energy level and difference in the energy level T2G and EG. Okay, so here I am marking out this is T2G, this is EG. So how many people are here? Three people, dxy, dyz, dzx. They experience more repulsion because ligands are on to them. And relaxing persons, who are these? Dx square minus y square and dz square. Okay, okay, this is the barycenter. Now see, two people pushing three people up, so 2 by 5, that is 0.4, and three people pushing them down, therefore 3 by 5, 0.6t. And this delta t, why t stands for tetrahedral. Okay, so it is less on top and more at the bottom. Okay, more push at the bottom, more push at the top. 0.4 t top and 0.6 t down, and that line is called as barycenter. Now you feel relaxed with the respect to tetrahedral or not? So once you keep studying, then things is going to be very easy. And once you are at Chem, what we make sure, we will make chemistry crazy. Okay, so at least for this I want that everybody should give like. All of you go and liked. Are you going ready for the next screen? What is the next topic? I want you to remember everything. Very good. square planar complex. Is it there in the syllabus? No, it is not there in the mains, but it will come because it is taken over by NTA and it is part of the CSIR, JRF and GATE. Okay, so if you know any person who are preparing for the GATE, CSIR, JRF exams, kindly inform them at which game you are going to get knowledge level will be up in a crazy manner. Okay. So let's start and go to the next screen where we are going to study about the square planar complex. Okay. Here is the next person. Who is that next person? D square planar complex. How many ligands will be coming? Very nice. How many ligands will be coming? Total 4 ligands. Okay, square planar. See, this is one ligand, this is another ligand, this is the third ligand, this is the fourth ligand. Okay, so the more experienced orbital is only single orbital. Who is that? Dx square minus y square. Now there is no problem to the dz square because two more ligands are not approaching now. Okay. Now the relaxed person will be dz square. Earlier there was dz square and dxy were together because 6 ligands and 2 are on to the dz square. Now the two orbitals are not there. Therefore, there won't be pressure on the dz square. Okay. But somewhat pressure is experienced once it is coming here. This is dxy, 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 dxy because just they are nearby. Okay. So first highest force is experienced by dx square minus y square. Second highest will be experienced by dxy. Like that there will be, it will not be now two, it will not be two more sets now. Okay, so in the previous one we have seen only two sets. Now it will be more number of sets because the experience of the dz square is not as good as experience of the dx square minus y square. Okay, so we will see how many parts it is splitting. Okay, so we will shift to the next. Before that, I think if you are not subscribed, if you are new to this our channel, you should, what you should do, you should subscribe and press bell icon, inform to your one of your close to your heart friend. Okay, whoever is close to your heart, please share them in any manner. It is going to be helpful to them and they will be helpful to you also. Okay, so ready for the next screen? Okay. Okay, ready? Now here comes the total. How many sets now? There are 4 sets. Okay, highest problem is with dx square minus y square. Why? Because all the 4 ligands are approaching to onto them, directly approaching to dx square minus y square and nearby approach to the dxy. But problem is that in dz square in 3D animation I told you there is a honey loop in x and y axis. Honey loop in the x and y axis. Because of that this is problem. And completely less problem is in the dxy, dyz. They are somewhere else and ligands are approaching from some other direction. Okay. So here this is considered as a delta. Okay, so earlier main this problem was not there. What is delta? Simply the difference between T2G and EG or EG and T2G. Okay, in octahedral it is delta O and in tetrahedral it is delta T and this is delta S, square planar complex. Okay, so I think people are sending messages that sir we forgot everything, revise it as once all together. Okay, don't worry. If you have a problem in chemistry, just Google it or come to the YouTube, write down which chem and your problem, which chem crystal field theory. Okay, which chem atomic structure orbital shape, which chem collision theory, which chem parallel reaction, which chem everything should start, which chem and your problems will be vanishing. Okay, already we have uploaded almost 200 lectures. As you demand, then I will supply. You will be demanding, I will be supplying in my free time, so that my life should not be disturbed and your life should be settled. Okay, that is the motto behind Wizcam. Okay, by next we are going to revise all together. Okay, wonderful screen we are going to have in the next get set go. Okay, ready? Now here comes the total. How many sets now? There are four sets. Okay, highest problem is with dx square minus y square. Why? Because all the four ligands are approaching to onto them, directly approaching to dx square minus y square, and nearby approach to the dxy. But problem is that in dz square, in 3D animation, I told you there is a honey loop in x and y axis. Honey loop in the x and y axis. Because of that, this is problem. And completely less problem is in the dxy dyz. They are somewhere else and ligands are approaching from some other direction. Okay, so here this is considered as a delta. Okay, so earlier main this problem was not there. What is delta? Simply the difference between T2G and EG, or EG and T2G. Okay, in octahedral it is delta O, and in tetrahedral it is delta T, and this is delta S, square planar complex. Okay, so I think people are sending messages that, sir, we forgot everything, revise it as once all together. Okay, don't worry. If you have a problem in chemistry, just Google it or come to the YouTube, write down which chem and your problem, which chem crystal field theory. Okay, which chem atomic structure orbital shape, which chem collision theory, which chem parallel reaction, which chem everything should start which chem, and your problems will be vanishing. Okay, already we have uploaded almost 200 lectures. As you demand, then I will supply. You will be demanding, I will be supplying in my free time, so that my life should not be disturbed and your life should be settled. Okay, that is the motto behind Wizcam. Okay, by next we are going to revise all together. Okay, wonderful screen we are going to have in the next get set go.